Alright, we're doing this. This is Pokemon Red. This is the Japanese version of Pokemon Red. I picked this up at TwitchCon. At the Pink Gorilla booth. I got red version, blue version, silver version, and gold version, all in Japanese. Welcome VA-Trax. This is my first TwitchCon Pokemon stream. This is my first one of the traditional Pokemon game streams. No side stories, no side quests, no other spin-offs. This is it. We're starting from the beginning. The first one that was ever made back in 1995. Not the 1996 version, or 1997. I don't know what version we got. Maybe it came to us in 98. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're playing the real one. And we'll see how well I know this game to navigate around. I'm going to try to figure out how to write my name here in Japanese. I won't. I'll rely on how well I know the game to get through here. So I literally just Googled how to write Joey in Japanese, and I think this is it. If anyone speaks Japanese, you can let me know. But this is what I'm going to go with. For like a straight line. And there's like a Y type character. Let me get my Now the other thing I'm going to get up is Google Translate. And we're going to see. See about using the camera for Google Translate. Alright, that's what it's going to be, showy. Nah, I'm going to try to do it like this. See, I'm using Google Translate right now, and I'm putting it up to the screen and saying S-H-O-I. But that sounds like Joey. Showy. Alright, so I'm going to have that every time I don't know what to do. I'll pull that up. But we're going to try to make it through as much of this game as I can without checking. Alright, I'm going to use it again right now, though, because I got to name him something. Alright, we're going to name him Green. And that's Green. Okay. I made it home from Vegas. Welcome in DRM. Welcome in Mazer Gaming. No new child. Thank God. Thank God. I did get some games, though. Game music is louder than my voice. Okay. Let's see. How are we now? Does it sound better now? In English, she said, all boys leave home someday. It says so on the TV. I don't know what she says in Japanese. Clovis, welcome on in. Subscribe to Tier 1. Your voice seems a bit... Now my voice seems loud. Damn. Alright, I'll put the game up a little bit more. And my voice over here. How's that? Alright, I'm gonna see what this says in Japanese. Because I know in English it was a reference to the film, what is it? Four Boys on the Train Tracks. It was a Stephen King movie. I'm doing a movie on TV. That's what this says. It came on TV. There are four boys on train tracks. It's nice to see everything looking red, because I was playing this game on the 3DS and it looks gray, but when you play this on here, you're seeing it all in red. Alright, so this is red version. You know what we're doing. We're picking Charmander. Now my voice is too low. Alright, put the game a bit lower and don't touch the voice. Alright, we're going to put the game here. I did not touch the voice. Is this okay? Great. Okay, perfect. Thank you. The lights are too bright. I'm not changing the lights. I'm not getting up. Alright. It's going to be a lot of pressing A. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to options and... Nope. No, it's end. I'm going to go to options and change text speed. Oh, thank you. Thank you for cheering, DRM TV. I appreciate it. Thank you for helping me out, too, with the audio and all that. Speed of the story.
Where's the
Quick.
dog?
Okay. So we're going with Charmander. Something that always pisses me off is Charmander is the furthest to the left in all of these games. And they used to have the fire type always the closest to the left. I'm not going to give him a nickname. And then the water type was in the middle and the grass type was to the right. And they switched it up. Just DRM. Got it. Just DRM. Got it. Okay. Here we go. First battle of the game. We're going to figure out what my Charmander's moves are by just using them. I'm pretty sure it's Scratch and Growl. Or maybe it's Leer. Look at these old... sprites. These are the first sprites of all the Pokemon. Alright, I'm gonna guess that this is Scratch. Got it, it's Scratch. I hope my Charmander wins the first level. Or the first battle. When the Pokemon don't win the first battle, I usually just restart the game. Because I don't want a shit stat Pokemon. Alright, now we're doing this whole Oaks parcel side quest. Where I gotta get through these woods and pick up Oaks parcel from the oh. The 8-Tracks redeem, where's the dog? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
Where's the dog?
The dog is upstairs, actually. I took the dog on a nice long walk today. Oh, it played on its own. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even see it. And you know something? I don't have my headphones connected to it where I could hear it. I don't have speakers for this computer. I just have my headphones that I plug in, and I plug them in really loud, and then I could hear whatever's going on. I just got a potion from that guy. Okay, my brother is out in Denver, and he's with one of his work friends, who's apparently mad at me. So Nick left Vegas, and he went straight to Denver. And he goes, my work friend Tosh is mad at you. And I go, why? And he goes, she's going to give you a call shortly. I go, okay, good. I'm on stream, so you might have to do it for stream. So we'll hear what they have to say. If I had to give it a guess, I'd say that this is it. I'd say that the thing was, I was in LAX when Tasha was going through LAX. Me and Frank were doing a layover. We had a 5-hour layover from our flight from Vegas to, we flew into Newark. And Nick was like, oh, you got to meet up with my friend Tasha. You got to meet up with my friend Tasha. And we were thinking about it, but our flight going from Vegas to LAX was delayed. And then number 2 was I was really tired yesterday from traveling. So we did not end up meeting up with Nick's friend. This man is drunk in the Japanese version. Oh, they're FaceTiming me. Good.
Hi, Joey.
Hi. How's it going?
You can't tell by my happy face, but I'm furious, obviously.
You look like you're furious.
Yeah, I'm actually pissed. This is what I was like when I'm pretty sick, getting finished. I'm obviously super pissed because we didn't hang out about
I called it.
I had so many activities planned.
What did you have planned? You know I was there for less than 5 hours.
Alright, there's a lot of things we can do in 5 hours.
No, less than 5 hours.
There's a lot of things we can do in 4 hours.
What could we have done in 4 hours?
Half an hour to spare.
I don't know, with all that LA traffic.
LA is like, or LAX, 20 minutes tops from the beach. We could have gone to the beach. We could have gone reservation for going this week. Huh? Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so I have an old Nintendo SNES.
Yeah.
And I have Zelda on it. And we could have been playing Zelda.
How far away were you from the beach?
That's Jake. Zoe.
I
The old Zelda from 1991. Just Zelda. Like the OG. Whatever the Quest? Zelda's Quest? I don't know what it's called. But, wow. Yeah, it's incredibly disappointing to me. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
You know-
I don't understand how you can be in my city when you know damn well I'm there. And you're just gonna not text me?
I don't have your number.
You could have had it. Oh, you think Nick doesn't have my phone number?
Yeah, that's true. Weren't you coming from somewhere though? Weren't you in LAX at one point? Your flight was coming in, right?
Yeah, but I flew in at like 8 a.m.
Oh, okay.
All day. I sat in your room all day waiting for a text. Just waiting. Biding my time. I waited all day. I literally did nothing.
Well, me and Nick are gonna have to come back to LA. Guys, I'm streaming right now, by the way. I'm streaming right now, by the way.
Okay, well, tell your fans that you disappointed Tasha. Hi, Death Conic.
Deathclonic's not in. No, I'm not. You guys are ridiculous. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. All right. Yeah, you too. Yeah, I think they were drinking at dinner, and well, I was right. I wasn't gonna call them to hang out for a 4-hour long layover and have to go in and out of security. You know, I like to be at an airport 2 hours before the flight, and leaving security and going into LA traffic. That's a lot. Joey, she wanted to play Smash TV. Yeah. That's what a normal person does. Yeah, I know. You gotta be at the airport 2 hours early. I get nervous that I'm gonna miss my flight or something's gonna happen, and you know what? I spend enough time at the airport. We flew out of JetBlue. We did JetBlue. I like JetBlue because I have a JetBlue card and I get points with that. But yeah, they're in Denver now. It's my brother's first time in Denver. It was my first time in Vegas over there. Vegas was pretty cool. It was different than what I thought. And TwitchCon was cool. It was different from what I thought too. But it was fun. We got there the first day. We got there on a Thursday. And we came in pretty early. And then, well, our flight from here was pretty early. But like time over there and time over here is different. So by the time we got over there, I think it was already the afternoon. We went to the hotel, started off the day, had a couple drinks. We got a monorail pass because we had to take monorail to go see TwitchCon from where we were at our hotel. We stayed at the New York hotel when we were there, which was like the furthest stop away on the monorail. And then from there, we went to the convention center, got our badges. My badge, it wasn't updated. My badge still said that I was a community member, not an affiliate. So next year, or if I go next year or any other time in the future, they got to get that right. I guess if I become affiliate or well, I'm already affiliate, I come be partner, whatever, that's going to be the next badge level to get. But my badge level said community member. Yeah, it was fun. The convention itself, the best thing at it was the Pink Gorilla stand. That's where I got this game. That was the only place that was actually selling games there, which I was a little bit surprised about. I thought there was going to be like more vendors selling games. And hold on a second. Yeah, I thought there was going to be more vendors selling games. It was really just only one. But we hung out at that booth for a little while, which was cool. Frank got some stuff over there. I got some stuff over there. I got all these Pokemon games, and I learned that the games in Japanese are cheaper than the games in English. Frank got Quake on Sega CD. Yeah, he got that. He got a few different things. The people who were running the booth, they were really nice. We met Cody. We met this one other girl who he was with. Very nice, very funny, very bubbly person. I can finally pass through here now. Pebbles, yeah. What did you pick up? I got Pokemon Red, Blue, Gold, and Silver. Yep, here we go. For my cousin Frank.
Hail to the king, baby.
So that's mostly what I got there. Everything else, like, we kind of spent on experiences, rides. We went on the roller coaster in New York, New York. At night, we went to this place called Fremont Street where they had zip lining, and me and Nick did zip lining over there. It wasn't as scary as I thought. I wish it was honestly scarier. Another night, me, Nick, went to this place called the Stratosphere, which was this hotel that has, like, I guess it looks like the Space Needle in Seattle. And on the top of the needle, there's a ride where you go up and down. We went on that. There's also another ride at the Stratosphere where it's like a roller coaster, but it's kind of like a seesaw where it goes off the edge and then it goes back and forth. I did not pick up any chicks, believe it or not. There's a lot of really good-looking girls at the convention, but I don't know if they were like working or what they were doing over there. I got to see where the Pokeballs are. I'm going to be using Google Translate to figure out which one of these are Pokeballs. It's saying Monster Ball and Potion. Monster Ball poison. Monster Ball poisonous. Alright, that's Pokeball. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna get a lot of them because we're gonna catch some Pokemon. I'm gonna try to catch a Nidoran. Yeah, I think they were. I think there were some of them who were definitely working like that over there. So we're not hanging out with any of that. There was also a lot. I didn't understand this. There was a lot of there were a lot of dudes who were dressed up as maids there. They were like in a group, and I didn't understand it. Like, it wasn't just like one or two of them. Like, I'm talking like 15 to 20 of them, like all together, just straight up dudes dressed up as maids. There was a lot of people in drag, but I thought that this was like something different. I thought it was like a reference to something. The cousins don't need to pay for it. Yeah. Let's catch this Spearow. I don't know if I'm going to use these Pokemon. I'm just going to catch some so I have some as I battle Brock. And I don't know if the Pokemon here are different than in the US version that we got. Like, which routes, which Pokemon show up at are the same or are different. Let me get this Rattata. I'm using a GameCube controller. I'm playing this off the GameCube. I have the GameCube Game Boy player on here. We do have some videos, and me and Nick were thinking about making it into a little slideshow. We have some videos of Snapchats that we took. We have some videos of us when we were on the what's it called? On the zip lining that they recorded. Like, when you do those rides, they record you, and some of those rides are like pretty expensive. Like, me and Nick paid like, I think it was like $130 to do zip lining for the two of us. I mean, all these things I've seen online and I've like wanted to do, and I figure I don't know if I'm going back to Vegas anytime soon. Let me do these rides. There we go. This is what I wanted. This guy right here. Nice Nidoran. Gonna catch this Nidoran. Alright, I'm gonna heal up my Pokemon. I'm gonna go forward with my Charmander and Nidoran, because I don't think I'm gonna use any of these other Pokemon. Yeah, there was a lot to see at the convention center, though. They had, like, not just streamers, but they had, like, random things and random people. Like, they had Jared from not Jared from State, the guy from State Farm, Jake from State Farm. I don't know why I said Jared. All right, see, muscle memory allows me to just go through here, switch Pokemon up. At one point, me and Nick went to a pool party, and Tiesto was playing at that, because one of our friends' girlfriends was there with the people that she worked with, which is pretty cool. I don't like Tiesto music or really listen to it a whole lot, but something to do over there. Had a few too many recreational beverages. I won't be drinking for a while. I watched all 3 of the Hangover movies before I came into the con. So, like, on the plane, it was like a 5-hour-long plane ride to LAX, and then from LAX, it was an hour to get to Vegas. I watched all 3 Hangover movies, you know, to get me in the Vegas mood. I played blackjack for the first time in my entire life at a casino. I didn't know, you know, I should rephrase that. I played blackjack at a casino on a machine before. I never played blackjack, like sitting there with the dealer. So me, Nick, and Frank played blackjack. And, well, we all lost. We all lost. But I learned how to play. Frank has a lot of pictures that he was posting to his Discord. We were at the casino in New York, but we walked around to a fair amount of them. New York was connected to MGM through some tunnel that we would get onto the monorail from. So we walked through the MGM casino a lot. And like I said, we went to the Stratosphere for the rides that they had going on over there. I don't know what hotel I was in for that pool party, but that pool party was, the hotel was almost like a mall that we were in. It was something. It was kind of crazy out there. It was like Atlantic City, like on steroids. Atlantic City is like the only other casino area that I really know. I was at some casino in Connecticut, actually, though, when I graduated from college. For our senior week, one of the nights was they took us to some casino. I don't know if that was a Foxwoods casino or what, but I went to some casino for that. I'm not a big gambler. And you know what? It's a good thing I'm not, because I'd probably get addicted to it. I have a copy of the US version of this if it's the same game. Yeah, it's a little different. This is slightly different. This version we never got. This version came out in 1995. Then I think it was either in like 97 or 98. No. I think it was in 96. In 95, Japan released Pokemon Red and Green together. And they released an updated version either a year or two later called Pokemon Blue. Now, Pokemon Blue, the Japanese version that came out a year later, is what the US Pokemon Red and Blue versions are based off of. So, what I'm playing right now is like the very first original Pokemon game. Some of the differences are like graphical differences, like the sprites look different. I'm not too sure what the other ones are, but that's the biggest one that stands out is the graphical differences. But I grew up playing these games. I could play them in my sleep. I could play them in Japanese. There's only certain things I gotta like check to see. Hello, Death Clonic. Welcome. Welcome. I'm back. I'm back from Vegas. Frank and I have safely returned. My brother, well, he's not in Vegas anymore, but he is in Denver for work. And him and his work buddy just called me live on stream. This is the after party. This is the after party where I'm tired and jet lagged, but I'm going on and I'm playing anyway. Nikachu, welcome. Yes, I think the biggest learning curve is which TMs are which moves, and I'm trying to see what else. Items are pretty rough. Yeah, nice chill after party after a kind of crazy weekend. Very exhausting weekend. Weekend of running around, being on my feet. I think there were some days where I walked 14 miles. Yeah. It's a good exercise, though. I mean, I didn't get to go to the gym, so at least I got walking in with that. I'm trying to train this Nidoran, but he's, like, not the toughest against these people. The flight was 5 hours to Vegas, and on the way, or 5 hours to LA. And then on the way there, we had to stop at LAX, and we did a layover. We did an hour-long layover at LAX. And then, it was 1 hour from LAX to Vegas, but the worst thing is like when you're just sitting in the plane, you're waiting to take off, you're not even moving. See, like as long as like the plane's in motion, it's like the plan is working, you know, you're getting there. But when it's like up to that, when you're waiting to get on, you're waiting to board, and then you're waiting in line, it could be a pain in the ass. I was at Disney walking all day. Legs felt like noodles afterwards. One of the days at the con, I think it was the second day of the con, after walking around a whole lot, I went to walk up some steps, and I was like, I had a rough time walking. Like, I had to stop for a second. It felt like my bones were gonna, like, break. Have I ever used the Pokemon Fusions website? I have not. I've seen some pretty wild ones, though, from what people used on the website. I've seen anyone with Milk Tank is usually an interesting one. I saw a Milk Tank and an Arceus combination. Pretty crazy. I'd like to see some Pokemon fusions with this, like, animation here. I love these sprites from this game. It's very nostalgic. Even the sprites of, or just the graphics of the ground textures. If I need a good laugh, ManJTV gets me every time. Something else you need to do is look into how to turn off the blurring pixels on OBS. Blurring pixels on for my camera. There's a linear scaling thing and bilinear. The game output is blurred on Twitch. Oh. I'm gonna have to check that out in the VOD then, because it doesn't look blurry to me on OBS. Or at least from what I'm seeing. Yeah, from what I'm seeing on my computer, it doesn't look too blurry, but I don't know. Some of it could be through the GameCube Game Boy player. I noticed there might be a little bit of a lag. Welcome in, Legends Singleton. Welcome in. We're playing Pokemon. We're playing the Japanese Pokemon. Japanese Pokemon Red from 1995. We're gonna just see how far I can make it through here with not knowing Japanese. So I caved and I bought a Analog Pocket from the Scalpers. So we'll see what that looks like when that comes in. But I also have to buy the dock and all that other stuff that goes with it. I really wanted to get an Analog Pocket. I got the purple one. I got the purple transparent one. I think I paid like an extra $100 for it. I'm not too proud of it, but what are you going to do? I've been putting off doing these Pokemon streams. Honestly, I wanted to get a couple of them, too. I didn't. I only got one, and if I really like it, I might get another one in the future, but they're pretty expensive, so we'll see. I really want to do the setup where I play through Pokemon, me, Nick, and Frank. We wouldn't do the Japanese versions. We would probably do red, blue, yellow, American versions. Gotta collect them all. I know. That's what they do. That's the marketing scheme. They've gotten me on that. They got me on that with Pokemon, and they got me on that with these color variations and things. The translucent ones, they look so cool, though. I don't think they can connect to normal Game Boys, but I could be wrong. They might be able to. Because it would be cool to do, like, battling on that afterwards. Yeah, if someone looks into that and lets me know, I'd like to hear that. Because I do have a regular Game Boy. I have a few regular Game Boys. I have a regular Game Boy Color, and I have a couple Game Boy SPs. I have one Game Boy Advance. We got a lot of DSs. I'm going to tell you two other things that I noticed are different from the US version right now. If you're looking on the screen, you can see those flowers. Those are different from the US flower animation that we have. Also, that signpost, it has two little posts underneath it, and that's different than the US one too. Both my GB Pocket screens burned out, just sitting in a drawer. Ah, that stinks. Well, sounds like here's the dog.
Where's the dog?
Ricky, come over here. Oh, he's slightly off screen, but he's here.
Where's the dog?
Rick. Come here, Rick. Ricky, here. Yeah, he's a little tired because I took him on a couple big walks today. Rick, come over here. See a little bit of his face peering through. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hey, Rick. Alright, so we're going to go through the Viridian Forest now. Hopefully for real, for real. Level up this Nidoking a little bit. Or Nidorino a little bit. Make him Nidoran. In X and Y, they remastered the Viridian Forest. Like the theme for it, or they actually like put in a version of the Viridian Forest into the game? Because that's pretty cool. I've never played X and Y. They're some of the Pokemon games that I never played because I hated Black and White so much I stopped playing Pokemon for a little bit. So I might have to go back and experience X and Y. I skipped out on... Let's see, I skipped out on X and Y. I skipped out on Sword and Shield. Black 2, White 2. I hated Black and White. I hated them. Like, I thought that they were awful games. I didn't like them because visually, I didn't think that they looked very nice. This is coming off the heels of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I thought looked beautiful. In Black and White, the battle animations where they're zooming in and then the pixelation grows, there's just an inconsistency of the zoom in and you see the pixelation and then the zoom out. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool that the Pokemon move around, but I just hate the fact that like there's just those visual inconsistencies over there. You could see similar visual inconsistencies when you're going from the bridge to the towns. It's kind of cool that they made a game that took place in the US, but it had a very different feel. So going over the bridges, going into the towns, again, like you'd have your character zoom out and then zoom in, and it'd be very pixely. I didn't like how linear the game was. I thought it was very annoying, and this is especially coming off of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you can really choose your own path at a few different points in the game. I thought Black and White was like the most linear of all the Pokemon games. I think that they had a choice between trying to make something that was a little bit more cinematic or versus something that would play better with the gameplay. And I think the gameplay just wasn't there because they went all in on trying to make it cinematic. And that goes for the whole plot with Team Plasma, which was essentially like a Pokemon PETA group. I didn't think N was interesting. I know a lot of people love N. I did not think N was interesting at all. I did not care for the story. I didn't care for Pokemon PETA. I didn't care for that whole Dream World thing. I knew that was like some kind of new experimental thing for Nintendo, doing that, where you'd connect online and you could play these mini games and you'd get Pokemon with different abilities. But that was a point in which I was like trying to get into like the metagame of competitive Pokemon playing, and then as soon as I was getting a handle on it, then Nintendo started introducing like these Pokemon with Dream World abilities, and I thought that a lot of the game kind of relied on these extraneous areas that you had to do. I mean, you didn't have to do the Dream World, and I didn't, but like you'd be left behind in the competitive aspect of it if you did that. I don't like that they were all new Pokemon. I hated the designs for most of them. I hated the gears. I hated the ice cream cones and the actual garbage Pokemon. I thought the designs were cheap and lazy, and I think they were over designed. I like I'm a Gen 1er, I guess. I like the simplistic designs of things like this. I like only a couple different colors in the color palette. So I thought the designs were crap. I thought the designs were absolute crap. Yeah, that's why I didn't like Black and White. And it really turned me off from Pokemon for a while. Everyone says Black and White 2 is great. Black and White were the last new Pokemon games I played. Didn't care a lot about the game. Story didn't catch me either. I liked it. Yeah, due to it being New York City was kind of cool, but other than that, I didn't like it. That was something else too about it. Like, they released that for the DS at the time when the 3DS was taking off, and I would have preferred to have them maybe wait a little bit more, make the game look a lot nicer, and then you would have had, maybe if they took a little bit time to make it, you probably would have had a really good 3DS Pokemon game. Ice Cream Pokemon was dumb. So are the Alphabet Pokemon from the... Yeah, the Unknowns. No one uses the Unknowns. No one uses I don't use the Unknowns. They're like a nice little... They're like a little gimmick, I guess, is the best thing with that. If you want to be like a supreme Pokemon collector going through these games, I guess you could try to catch as many Unknowns as you can, but I never do that. I think in not Black and White, in, what was the game? Diamond and Pearl, there's a tunnel with the Unknowns in there again. And if you catch all the Unknowns, then the tunnel expands and you get to this other secret area. And I think you get some like items. I don't think you get anything crazy, but I remember doing that on not Black and White. I keep saying Black and White now. Diamond and Pearl. If I could make my own Pokemon game, what would I do differently? This is what I would do. I would care a lot about the aesthetics of it. I would like it to be a world with a bunch of different terrains. I really like Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and I like those games because there's several different like biomes in the game. You got it's pretty tropical. You got a lot of ocean areas, but in those ocean areas, they're all very different. Like you have like, it's almost like a Greek city in one of them. It's an island that's like a Greek city that you can only get to by like diving underneath it in a hollowed out volcano and then coming out in the center of where the volcano was. That's pretty cool. You had a city that was on floating logs, which was pretty nice. There were a few different islands in that game that all felt very different. There was one that was more lived in, more like a town. Then you had like a legitimate volcano with a cable car that goes up to it. So I'd really be on the terrains, and I would like to have a game where it's not as linear, where you have options of splitting paths on where you can go in the game. Another thing, I would like not a whole lot of new Pokemon, but I do like something that they've been doing recently is where they take older Pokemon and they give them a different typing. Like, so I would have my own region have a different typing. Something else that I would do is I'd completely remove the evil team aspect of the game. I don't like the evil teams. I don't think that any of the evil teams have suited any of the games well since Ruby and Sapphire version. So I would remove that aspect of it. I'd keep the gym leaders in there. I think the gym leaders are fine, but I'd take out the evil teams. I'd like a pretty big map, and I would like a bunch of like older Pokemon from other games to show up. I'd like to have most Pokemon in there. Frank, welcome. I'm playing Pokemon the game that we picked up from Cody's booth, the original Pokemon Red version. I'm gonna give you this.
Hail to the king, baby.
I didn't think I was going to go on tonight, but I am on tonight. Yes, we do. We do have to put on the tracksuits. We got a tracksuit for Frank because me and Nick were walking around in Vegas in our tracksuits. And you might think to yourself, okay, hey, it was probably pretty hot over there. And it was, but the thing is, Vegas, it wasn't like humid. It was just dry heat, so it wasn't too unbearable. But we were walking around, and I'm like, Frank needs a tracksuit. Like, this is... We need to have a nice stream, all of us together, all of us in the tracksuits. So we got to update the picture. Okay, for some reason, Nidoran is not attacking, which is good. I'm going to try another move. Good. Oh, watch. This doesn't affect them or something. I have arrived back safely. Yes, I have. Welcome on in, Lesser Panda. And I'm playing a game that I picked up over there. Good. I'm gonna die here. Maybe I won't die. Maybe I'll use a potion and we'll see what happens. Yeah, Frank picked up quite a few games. He's going to have a nice little stream of that, playing all those games now that you could all look forward to. It was a good time. I was telling everyone on here about how like the best booth was Cody's booth. We hung out there a lot. The Pink Gorilla booth was pretty sick. And that's really the only booth that I got something from at the con. I mean, I spent a lot of time at the Dunkin' in the food court, but other than that, it was mostly just the Pink Gorilla booth. All right, I don't think I'm ready to take on Brock if I was having a rough time with that guy in front of his gym. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the Viridian Forest, and I'm going to battle a bunch of random Pokemon until I catch a Pikachu. Because you can catch Pikachu in here in the US version. I'm not sure if you could catch him here in the Japanese version or not. So we'll see what happens. Now watch, I'm not running into any Pokemon at all. I have no idea why I'm not running in. Okay, there we go. I don't think I have a Weedle, but I'm not going to catch the Weedle. I'm training. I'm training. I didn't pick this up before. See, I was hoping to at least make it to Misty by the end of this stream, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get to that. That's the only downside of choosing Charmanders. The game's pretty tough in the beginning, but then it gets better. Oh, I got Ember. So I'll use that on... I will burn down the entirety of the Viridian Forest. Oh, Frank, I didn't see your message before. This is I'm playing this on the Game Boy player of the GameCube. So I got my GameCube controller here. Oh, here we go. Pikachu. Level 3. Let's hope I don't one-shot him. Alright. Not that Pikachu is going to be any of a help against Brock, because he won't. This is the only place where you can catch Pikachu in the game. If you make a Pokemon game like this, Death Clonic, look at the third generation of Pokemon. Those Pokemon are great Pokemon because they're like absolute killing machines. Like very nice designs, not overly designed like the newer Pokemon, but they all look cool. They all look like... The thing about the older games is Pokemon didn't really know what it was supposed to be. They all look like monsters, right? And I like that they're all kind of like monotone in this game. In the more recent games, they have a ton of colors all over them, like a ridiculous amount of colors, where it almost is kind of a pain in the ass, kind of like it's kind of distracting. It just doesn't feel right. So if you're designing Pokemon, or you're designing creatures, or you're designing monsters, like, make them look cool, and don't do it in an absurd amount of colors. That's at least in my opinion. I don't know. You do whatever you want to do. Did you see the monsters I made for Zima so far? Where did you put them in the Discord? Because I have to look on there. I feel like I've seen some of your art over there, but I'm not sure if those were the ones that you're talking about. I think Caterpies are more rare over here, so I might catch this Caterpie if he doesn't die. Nope, he died. Posted him on my Discord and Apoc's Discord. I gotta be more active in the Discord. I did not see it. I'm gonna train the Nidoran now. Grind a little bit. Game dev talks. Alright, I'm gonna pull that up right now. Let's see, Discord. Game dev talk. Okay. I see the Armored Wolf. That's pretty badass. And that's not overly designed. You only got a couple colors in there. That's like what I like. Yeah, it looks cool. Let me see what else I can find. The Whale Boss. Whale Boss looks pretty legit. Like, these would be sick Pokemon. Like, these would be a lot better Pokemon than the Pokemon we got now. All the things you've been working on, still making tweaks. I like the little squid you got, the big floating purple squid. I think that is probably my favorite one so far. Got a floating eyeball there too. You are very talented. I like this a lot. This is definitely more of the aesthetic of what I'd want in a Pokemon game than what we're getting now. Squid took 2 days. The squid was good. That's a good one. Nice color on him too. I think I'm going to try to get them both to like maybe between level 13. Whatever comes first. If I get to level 13 or if it gets to 11:30. And then we'll go fight Brock again. I use a color palette and everything works together. Yeah, everything does. The coloring... The Pokemon team could learn a lot from the way you color things. I'll tell you that. Because their coloring is all over the place. At least in the newer games. In the older games, it was a lot more solid. I mean, in this game, it's just all monochrome. All monochrome red. And that looks better than what they do now. Yeah, really ugly candy colors. Like, I want them to stop with that. Like, I think you hit the nail on the head with what I don't like about the coloring. I kind of like a little bit more muted colors. And, like, not colors that conflict. Let me pull up the Gen 5 Pokemon colors. You can see what I'm talking about. I did something to my screen where I can't see everything else now. Oh, got it back. Oh shit, let me add. Window capture. For some reason, I can't get the internet browser up here.
Sit down, little bitch.
Wumbo, I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, me, Wumbo.
I was afraid I messed with them one bone. Oh, I think I got the internet browser up. Yeah. So So here you go. Seeing Gen 5 Pokemon. I don't like the way they look. Let me show you one of them in particular that I don't like. Here's one of the starters. I'm gonna have you look at the, oh jeez. I'm gonna have you look at the one that I got my mouse over right now. That one really bothers me. You got like 2 different shades of blue, you got white, you got this yellow, you got that orange. I hate that character design. I can't tell if these are ears or what. It looks like a clown, it looks like circus clowns. But they all look like that from this generation. If I make this bigger, let me see. Make this bigger. No. Well, anyway, the one that I have my mouse over right now, I don't like the way that this dude's shaped. It's just not proportional. Look at how small his head is compared to the rest of him. He's got some fur over his crotch. And this guy's head's too big. This guy's just a lamp. And this is garbage. He's legitimately garbage. His name is Garbodor. They're just not aesthetically pleasing to me. Can move that to the side. I'll right click the image and open up the new tab. Alright. Yeah, still not making it any bigger though. But you see what I'm saying. And I feel like they started looking like that in the 5th generation of games. Like they didn't really look like that before. I just really hate Pokemon Black and White. And I know a lot of people who love those games and will say that those are the greatest Pokemon games ever made. I hate them. Alright, it's already past 11:30, so that means that I gotta fight Brock now. Oh my god. Alright, let's see how I do against Brock. Probably gonna get my ass kicked. Oh my god, look at this Geodude. That is hilarious. Alright, I'm gonna try out this move. I don't know what it is. Pin Missile. Good. Oh, I'm not using my attacking move. Alright, so my Pokemon are really weak against Brock, and that's good. Alright, scratch. Yeah, I'm really not ready for this fight. But I feel like I've fought every single trainer that was in the way. He keeps using a stat raising move, so his defense keeps going up. He might have a higher level in the Japanese game than he did in the US game. Alright, now he's gonna go up against my level 3 Rattata. Yeah, I think he has a higher level in the Japanese one than in the US one, because even with Charmander in the US one, I was going through him a lot quicker. Good, good. All right, lost to Brock. All right, that's fine. You know why? We'll train a little bit, and I think that there's another battle that I could do. But we are going to train Nidoran instead of Charmander. Good, good. See, that's the issue, is like I'm a lot stronger than whatever I can go up against over here. It's the level curve. Game Boy games are easy on the eyes for watching Twitch on my phone. Yeah, it's pretty aesthetically pleasing. Gonna be doing a lot more Pokemon, so get used to it. So Bulbasaur was easy, Squirtle medium, and Charmander hard. Yeah, at least for the first few gyms in here. And then, like, you get to the point where you can just have access to so many trainers that you could overpower anyone, even if you have, like, you're at a type disadvantage. But it's red version. Gotta pick Charmander. Soon, Nidoran will evolve into Nidorino, and hopefully he will be better. Increase stats, all that. Yellow version really sucks at this point, though. The only thing that you have to, like, really go up against Brock is if you get a Mankey. Because I think in Yellow version they have Mankeys right by Viridian City. All right, let's see. I know he evolves soon. Well, it wasn't level 12. And then we could evolve him again when we get a Moonstone. The only thing is I can't read what a Moonstone is. Alright, so we're going to go do this battle out here to the side. Good. Good. All right. Oh yeah. There's actually a hack in this game where like people like prefer to be in low health, so that way I think it speeds up something, because these games, they weren't made the best. It makes the game go faster if you're on low health or something like that, but it feels like it goes slower because the low health noises are pretty annoying. Mute it and play the music in another tab. Yeah, it's a good idea. Only issue is I would forget about it because I don't have headphones on and I don't have speakers coming out of this laptop. The even proer gamer move is getting good and not getting on low life. But we'll see how we do with that. At this point, if we make it through Brock tonight, then it's a win. I think the Pokemon outside of this forest are stronger than the ones that were in it. No, what is What About Bob? I've never seen that before. It's got Bill Murray's great. He was great in Groundhog's Day. I guess I gotta check it out. What's the movie about, other than Bob? It's a guy with awful anxiety and he talks to a therapist. Sounds like my life in dental school. Their service is to take baby steps and achieve big goals. Sounds like real life too. And he ends up driving the therapist crazy. So is Bill Murray the patient or the therapist? Or is he just like some other character in there? Well, I give some therapists a lot of credit because I'd probably be driven crazy too. Oh, Bill is the patient. I don't know if you guys seen those memes on the internet that say crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. The movie has some really solid life advice. Yeah, you gotta take baby steps. Sometimes when things feel like very chaotic, you have to do something in your control to kind of make you feel like you accomplished something, because if you just kind of sit there and like stay anxious, then there's nothing that you have done to make yourself proud of you. An object that is in motion stays in motion. So if you feel like you accomplished something, then you're building up momentum to accomplish something else. Sometimes that's all it needs. I saw the memes about Bill dating Kayleigh. I didn't know if that was real or not. That's pretty crazy. He's a lot older than she is, but she's not exactly young either. And it's just not a couple that you'd think that you'd see. I saw online that he's 72 and she's 44. Well, she's a grown woman. Good for him. I saw online that Bill Murray took the role of Garfield, like Garfield the cat, because he thought it was something else. Like, I heard that he doesn't have a manager. If you want Bill Murray to be in your movie, you just call up this number that he has at one of his houses and you leave a message. And like, every few weeks he goes to that house and he listens to all the messages and he takes the roles based off that. There's also a scene where the therapist's kid is so anxious about death that he obsesses over it. I won't spoil the answer, but when you watch it, play close attention. All right. It sounds like a pretty good movie, especially if it's gotten Bill Murray in there. When I was in college, there was this website/app called The Chive, and like Bill Murray was like almost like their unofficial mascot. You know, they would do things where they post like albums a day, and like it would be like memes, like top 10 women of the day, whatever, models, and just albums of like Bill Murray's face superimposed onto like topical photos and issues and people. I haven't seen that website or app in a while, but I remember it was very popular like amongst like frat groups and circles. Yeah. That was back like 10 years ago now. Yeah, this site had Bill Murray plastered just everywhere. Everywhere. I guess the Morgan Freeman is my version of that now. There we go. Morgan Freeman in the chat. What was the worst website that you were exposed to back in the day? And I wonder if I was also on that worst website. No, I was not on that website. But it sounds like if I knew about it back in the day, I would be on that website. Because that's pretty funny. Yeah, I've been on some shock websites, like the standard ones that people send around, like your friends show you like 2 girls, 1 cup, and this, that, and the other thing. They showed me that, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever, actually. It was disgusting, but I couldn't believe what I was watching, and I've seen a bunch of like reaction videos of other people watching it. I probably traumatized myself from seeing it, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, they're gross. They're gross, but that was the big thing back in the day. The internet without guardrails. Yeah, that was back when you could like find full movies on YouTube too. You could literally just Google a movie and find it in parts on YouTube. Someone had posted it. Just pretty nuts. I wasn't big on Newgrounds because my computers that I had weren't like, they weren't the best. I think we had dial-up like way past everyone else. So all those Flash animation videos, none of them would load. Even like YouTube wouldn't load. Like it got to the point where I got an iPod Touch and my iPod was like loading things so much faster. So that's mainly how I'd watch like videos. Yeah, it was all crap. But some of those Flash animations and whatever, you could like hover your mouse over things and see different things. I remember like Homestar Rudder was a big one. Let's see, I heard that little ding a couple times. Maybe this means I got another move. I don't know what this move is, but we got another move, fellas. Yeah, I remember Happy Tree Friends. Move my mic so you can see Rick. It's happy one of us is home. Still gotta wait on Nick to get home for him, though. So that means Rick is probably gonna be sleeping in my bed. When I got in this morning, I almost want to say last night, but when I got in this morning, Rick got up, came over to me, followed me around the house, and then went to bed in my room. He usually stays with Nick, but when Nick's not here, he stays with me. He has someone here with him at all times. He was with my mom, but at nighttime when he would go to bed, rather than staying in my brother's room without my brother, he would sit by my parents' room and he would cry. And my mom would wake up in the middle of the night and she'd walk over to my brother's bed. She'd lay down on his bed with Rick until Rick fell asleep, and then she'd go back to her room. We baby him a lot, but he is the baby. She can't bear hearing him cry. If you tire him out, though, like I did 2 long walks with him tonight, he completely passes out here. He might not even wander upstairs. But I'll leave the door open upstairs just in case. He's probably going to come in my room at like 4 in the morning, wake me up, and then I'm going to be like, oh, thank God, I have another couple of hours left to sleep. He is out. You can't see this, but his arms are extended like this as he's sleeping. I'm just going to move my move so I have my attacking move. Oh, could I not do that on this game? Alright, whatever. I never had a cat, but I could see that too. You talked your boss out of getting a cat today. How come? I never had one. I know they're a lot more independent than dogs. Some people, though, shouldn't have pets. Like, even a dog, it's a big responsibility. Like, we need all 5 of us in this house taking care of them. Alright, we're trying Brock again. Let's do this. Oh, great. I hope this poisons him. I hope that this move is Poison Sting and it poisons Brock. Yeah, I'm not even going to get to this dude's Onyx. You could hear them snoring here. They tear up your furniture. They have a litter box that stinks. They don't listen to their owners. And if you have allergies. Yep. Yep, those are all valid reasons. Those are all valid reasons. Good. Good. Alright. Let's send someone else out now. Oh, Pikachu can't even attack him. Good. Great. There you go, Spearow. Spearow took down the Geodude. All the way up to level 6 now. Alright, we lost to Brock. Well, that's going to be it tonight. We started the game. We lost to Brock. I think we got to do a decent amount of grinding before we continue moving forward with this game. But there we go. Just wanted to test that out. That's what I picked up from Cody's Pink Gorilla booth at the Vegas Con. So we're going to figure out how to save this game. There we go. Played for an hour and 35 minutes. All right, fellas, thanks for coming in. Anyone has any recommendations on who to raid, let me know. I'm going to open up Twitch. I'm going to see who's on.
I got the script, I was like, does Taco Bell really not have a breakfast?
We're gonna
taco?
raid Frank's
Isn't that
friend, the
concerning?
King of Hades. I see he's on. Oh, we got some recommendations. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Infinite Jump Splash, Aaron Stevie Sweet, Retro Bear. Hades is good too. All right, we'll do Hades because I didn't see your guys' messages. I'm sorry about that. I clicked on them already. Frank's Discord. I think he added me to it. Maybe just Google King of APOC on Discord. I'm not too sure how Discord works though. All right, we're gonna do King of Hades. Thank you all for the recommendations though. Thank you for coming in, hanging out. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night, everyone. 4, 3, 2, 1.